Russ, I suppose there are a lot of things to point to, but the team-wide turnovers going to jump off the stat sheet. Did you see a theme or a reason why the ball was getting coughed up tonight, and how did that impact the game?
One of those nights. Loose balls, they get their hands on them a little bit. One of those nights happens.
Since AD went out and now you kind of look at where the standings are, and I know you guys are trying to do that all the time, but does losing a game like tonight, does that have any additional impact as you kind of forecast what's going to happen for the next couple of weeks?
No. Like I keep reiterating, the record at this point, we're not going to close the gap in one night. As the season prolongs, we got 20 or so games left or so. We got to make sure we find a way that we know how to best to play. We understand game like tonight we're supposed to win. And, yeah, NBA, sometimes you get beat. Teams come in and it happens. But we know we have a bigger goal in mind and a bigger goal, and that's to ultimately play for a championship at the end of the year. So we just got to lock in and focus on things that's important.
Russ, no matter what's happening, energy and effort seems to be something that you always bring. How would you assess that as a team tonight?
Yeah, not our greatest. I think just each play just be getting down on ourselves too much and just not playing as hard as we can. Teams are coming in playing harder, and I believe that's just kind of their scout report, just play harder than them and see what happens. And it's working, until we determine and have a determination that we're not going to allow it, especially on our home floor. It will continue to happen to us.
Just since that's something that is seemingly controllable, is that a harder thing to sit with than like a missed shot or something like that?
I guess yes, but also, I think when you're in the season and there's so much going on, there's so many ups and downs and different things. Everybody kind of deal with it differently. Sometimes it takes a toll on you as a player, mentally and physically, and coming off the break, we haven't been our sharpest, and we understand that, and we know miss or make shots, whatever, that's a part of the game. But playing hard, is something that we can't allow ourselves not to do, night in, night out basis.
Russ, after these first two losses after the break, what's going to be the best way for you guys to regroup going forward?
I don't have that answer for you. I wish I did. But right now we just got to figure out how to get a win the best way we know how, and try to play the right basketball, That's all I can say.
Russ, I think you all pretty consistently said if this team is healthy, we believe in the potential of what they're going to do. Based on whatever happens with AD, it just seems like the team is not going to be healthy, or if they are healthy, it's just going to be at the very end of the year. Do you think that realization is affecting how this team plays and the idea that you guys might not be able to reach your potential?
I don't know if it takes a toll or not. That's an up in the air type of answer that I don't have for you.
Russ, I won't ask you to speak for anyone else, but you talked about I'm going to ask you about other people, I guess. You talked about the group getting down on itself, more than it should at times, and that kind of having an effect. Is that the result of is that a cumulative toll of this season, where just the season hasn't gone your way? Do you feel like that's just the weight of this whole year?
Each individual kind of deals with it separately, Obviously, I know your question, but it's hard for me I don't want to speak for nobody else, but I think, with what's going on with the season, injuries and different things, even the crowd today booing, and, it's a lot for people. That can be a lot for somebody that's not accustomed to it, or it can take a toll. All I keep doing is I'm going to stay positive and make sure that I keep encouraging my teammates and keep building confidence in our locker room, regardless of what's going on, regardless of what is said outside of our locker room, and make sure that we collectively do not point fingers, because a lot of times during times like this, everybody like to point fingers, and it's easy to do. That's the easy way out instead of actually just owning what we do and making sure we have each other's backs and be there for your brother. And to me, that's all I'm gonna keep doing, and making sure that we keep our confidence high, keep our swagger up as we kind of move forward towards the end of the year and find a way to get our stride.
Since you brought it up, does the booing, like, pretty loud, especially at the end of the game, does that stick with you? Like, how do you respond to that? Like,
Nah.
you don't take that home with you?
Take it home for what?
I don't think about it.
Shit, take it home. Man, well, I got 3 beautiful kids at my house. My wife, I ain't taking it home. They can take their boo and they can take their ass home. I ain't worried about that. Doesn't bother me none, man. That's a part, and I'm not really worried about it at all. And that's how I deal with it. So I'm not, I can it roll off my shoulder. I go home. But as for our team, I have to think it's something that you got to deal with and kind of move forward. So.